Dear viewers, thank you for watching my another video of Blazor playlist. This video I'll talk how to create custom validator in Blazor web application. More precisely, I'm going to discuss how to extend the validation attributes to create a custom validator. Let's see the use cases of creating required if true custom validator. This is my Blazor application. I created this application in this playlist. So let's run the application using .was mode so that hot reloading is enabled in the Blazor WebAssembly project. This is the customer survey page. We can see the one plug. Will you attend gala dinner? If it is yes, so the company name and total guest will be required. If it is no, those two fields will be optional. So we can add a required field attribute directly into this field. So here we can see in the edit form component and provides the form functionality in the Blazor application. It has the required attributes model and it works with model property data annotation to provide the form validation in the Blazor application. So it has some event named onValid submit. So this event is fired when a form is submitted with the valid information. So let's add a event handler. So I have already created event handler in the associated CS file. So let's see, this is the event handler. So add it here, and another event handler over there that's on invalid submit. This is fired when the form is submitted with invalid data. So let's add the event handler for on invalid submit. So let's save and see in the browser. Let's refresh. Okay, let's click here. So you can see the form submitted with valid data because there is no required field attribute right now. Let's set the model property, the customer survey. This is the associated CS file. The class of this customer survey model is the customer survey. Let's browse this class. We can see there is no required field. So here I'm adding the required attribute. So let's see in browser and let's refresh. Oh yeah, we need to let's click here. The form validation is not working. Let's see the customer survey form here. So to enable form validation in the Blazor form, it is required to add the data annotation validator, this component, the beneath the edit form component. And now let's click submit again. So we can see now the form submitted with invalid data, and the message is here that is attend dinner field is required. So we also see that message on top of the form. So let's add here validation summary. So let's click submit. Now we can see the message on top of the page also. So let's create the custom validator. So I name it the RequiredIf. It should extend the validation attribute. Let's navigate to the validation attribute class. So there are a couple of property and a couple of methods. So for the purpose of this demonstration, we extend this is valid method. So let's extend the potato override is valid. Okay. Let's always validation result of success. So this is our custom validator. So let's add it into the company name and total case property. No need to add the attribute section. So I think I misspelled. So it should be attribute. So now we can add it here. So add it also here. So let's save this file also. Let's say in browser. So we can see there is no message because RequiredIf true always return success for these two fields. Let's check that does the value is null or not. If here we are checking the value is null. If null, then we return validation result with an error message. Here this field is required. So it should be new. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Let's click submit. Now we can see that there are two errors on top of the page, one for the company name, another for the total case. But we can understand what message is for what fields. So let's see how can we differentiate it. So let's navigate to the validation attribute class. Here we can see the format error message method. This method basically returns the specific message for a specific column. let's add this method. Let's the error message here. Here format error message. So we can see it's taking one parameter, that string name. This is the name of the property name. So here validation context, and we can pass within the validation context the display name, provide our name of the current property, name of the property. This RequiredIf true attribute is associated. So now we can see, let's refresh, let's click submit. Okay, we need to pass this error message into this validation result. Let's see in browser, refresh the browser and click. Now we can see the field component name is invalid, the field guest name is invalid, but we cannot see the message beneath the company name total guest like this, like here. So what is missing? Let's see. So here we can go to the validation result class. Here you can see there are two constructors. One constructor is for one parameter and another constructor for error message with the member names. If we use this constructor, then we can get the message into the validation message section. Let's implement this one. So by this way, new string array equal validation context member name. So let's save and let's see. Refresh. Yeah, now we can see the message beneath the company name and the total guest. We can also pass, we can also use the customized message. Here I can pass a customer message here. This error message. Company name is this one. We can use the total guest is required. Okay, let's see. Let's click. Now we can see the customized message over there, but still we don't meet the use cases. So this field, this company name and total guest will only be required if it is yes. Let's implement this feature right now. Declare a string, then be dependent. So this is the public property. Oh, sorry. This should go here. So basically this is the name of the dependent property. So for this demonstration, it could be either for this demonstration it will be the is attend dinner for those company name and guest count property. So let's find out the property. You can find the properties validation context. Object instance is the instance of the current property, and the get type. From this reflection you can type of the instance, then get property. And here we are taking the dependent as a column name. Here we pass the dependent, and var will get the property value equal property get value. Let's check var is validation enabled. So here property value equal null, so false, or cast the property value boolean. Okay, so the dependent property is true, then this validation will be enabled. So here, so this basically says that is validation enabled. If is validation enabled false, will not check the does the property has value or not. If it is true, only will check, otherwise it will return the success message. So let's see. Let's refresh. Let's click submit. Sorry. Now we need to pass the value of dependent. So here the dependent. So dependent property basically for company name is attendiner, as well as the dependent property for guest count is attendiner. Save. Let's click submit. Now we can see only required field in this form. If I click no, then submit, the form is submitted with valid data. If I click yes and submit, the form submitted with invalid data, and here is the error message. If I write data path and the total guest is 250 and click submit, form is submitted with valid data. This is all about for creating custom validator, the required if true. I am creating a required if true attribute. So it inherited the validation attribute class and override the is valid attribute, and this required if true attribute has one parameter that name it dependent. So this is the required parameter, and we are getting this parameter value here, and if this dependent parameter value is true, then we check that particular property has value or not. Otherwise it always return the success message. So that's all for creating custom validator. Please subscribe my channel. If you have any question and query, write down on the comment box. Thank you again for watching this video.